George Segal, whose long career began in serious drama but who became one of America's most reliable and familiar comic actors, first in the movies and later on television, died on Tuesday in Santa Rosa, Calif. He was 87. The cause was complications following bypass surgery, according to his wife, Sonia Segal, who announced his death. Sandy-haired, conventionally if imperfectly handsome, with a grin that could be charming or smug and a brow that could knit with sincerity or a lack of it, Mr. Segal walked a line between leading man and supporting actor. To younger people, he was best known for his work in comedy ensembles on primetime network shows, playing the publisher of a fashion magazine on a titillation-fest, Just Shoot Me, and a frolicsome grandfather on a raucous family show set in the 1980s, The Goldbergs. But decades earlier, when he was a rising young actor, a handful of dramatic roles placed him on the verge of being an A-list star. In 1965 he starred as a conniving American corporal in a Japanese prisoner of war camp in King Rat, a grim survival drama based on a novel by James Clavell, leading a cast that included James Fox, Patrick O'Neill, Denholm, Elliott and Tom Courtenay. The same year he played an idealistic painter whose agonizing and probably doomed love affair with a beautiful bourgeois young woman, Elizabeth Ashley, was one of several plotlines in Stanley Kramer's adaptation of Katherine Anne Porter's novel, Ship of Fools, which places a buffet of class and ethnic conflicts aboard a German passenger ship on a transatlantic crossing in the 1930s. He looks real, Mr. Kramer told Life magazine about Mr. Segal in 1965, and he has what John Garfield had. He can draw appeal from an unsympathetic role. From 1966 to 1968, Mr. Segal starred in 3 dramas adapted for television. In The Desperate Hours, he played Glenn Griffin, an escaped convict who holds a family hostage, a role made famous by Paul Newman on Broadway and Humphrey Bogart in the movies. In John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, he was George, the itinerant farm worker who looks out for his friend Lenny, Nicol Williamson, a childlike behemoth. And he was Biff Loman, the elder son of Willy Loman, Lee J. Cobb, repeating his Broadway role, in Arthur Miller's masterpiece of a warped and failed American dream, Death of a Salesman. In the part of Biff, the son who rebels against the hollow dreams of his father, the New York Times television critic Jack Gould wrote, George Segal gave a performance of superbly controlled intensity, always modulating the outbursts of rage so that they did not overshadow the young man's touching anguish. In his best remembered and best rewarded dramatic role, Mr. Segal played Nick, the young husband in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? 1966, adapted from Edward Albee's grueling depiction of marital combat.